Get sucked in. Oh, where's my Boaz? I'm waiting on my Boaz. And then that author comes out with another book, and now you're trying to do what they're saying to do now, but they're just selling you their newest thing, right? And then you jump over to someone else when somebody else refers you to someone else that says, "Oh yeah, he's the bomb. He's great. He's really telling it." And he throws a couple little curse words in his video, and he's keeping it real. He's keeping it real because this is what real men would do. And if I see the books, I see the videos, I see everything. And I'm sitting over here and I'm like, but who's getting married? Who's in a relationship? Who's happy?
You can go anywhere to get the lies, but you came here to get the truth. Welcome to Solomon Fitness World, where you get the male perspective to help you get the results that you want. The male perspective that your boyfriend, your husband, or your dad is afraid to tell you. So yes, y'all, so welcome. So I want to go break down what she was talking about though. So yeah, so she definitely did say some good gems. So men, especially the kind of men that women want, we keep score by marriage and relationships. So a lot of women think that, okay, by them getting with a man or having sex with a man, they won. That doesn't mean nothing. The real thing, it comes down to, can you get the kind of man that you want, and can you keep him? Can you keep him long term? So she said some good gems that I like it too. Is like, it's so much money in pandering to women, being these panda bears like Dr. Omar Johnson, who black women can do nothing wrong. So it's a lot of money in just telling women just lies. You get book deals, you can go on TV, and it's just that you can it's a lot easier. So, but it all comes down to when people are just pandering to you and calling you, it's not going to get you the results that you want. It's not going to have it where you can pretty much put yourself in the right position so you can pretty much win. So the only way you're going to win is you have to take a deep look at yourself and see, okay, so why does this keep happening to me? Why do I keep dealing with these same type of guys? So it could be a few number of factors. But like she was saying, you get book deals and the guy, he curse you keeping it real. Yeah, so a lot of that is true. But the main thing is it's about pandering. Too many people just pander to the women, and that's not setting you free, and it's not giving you the outcome that you want. And yes, and really, she mentioned happiness. That's the other thing that I wanted to go and talk about though. One thing that I have learned, especially me being 37 years old and pretty much being in relationships and just knowing women pretty well, is the only person that can really only make you happy is yourself. Which I've been in relationships where I have women that I was with, and then it is so draining when a woman pretty much expects you to make her happy. The only person that can make you happy is yourself. Happiness has to come from within. Because let me give you an example. So a long time ago, I was in a relationship with this one lady, and then it was like just so draining because pretty much I had to go and give her compliments every day. I get it sometimes, but if it's pretty much a requirement where I have to give you a compliment or otherwise it's an argument, that's too draining. So that's really a person who's emotionally insecure. So definitely, so don't get me wrong. I definitely do believe in making your woman feel good, doing all this stuff though. But if it's a requirement that I gotta say it all the time, so and then it's like that's too much. So, but yeah, so that's one thing that I pretty much learned. So yeah, but pretty much I like it when a woman has pretty much her own self-confidence, where she pretty much don't need for me to go and make her feel good every day, all day. And then if I don't tell her she looks good, then it's a argument. That's too much to take. Ladies, men want peace. A man has to go out there and battle the world and do all this stuff to make money, do all this other different things. He does not want to come home to a battle with his woman. And that's one thing that a lot of women don't get or understand. They think that being strong is doing all that loudmouth talk and wanting to have the last word. No, men really judge a woman by her being feminine. And one thing that I do, which works really well to test a woman and see really how feminine she is I look at how she acts when she's upset. When she's upset, does she become really manly and masculine, or does she still have a certain element of femininity in herself? But that's how you really tell, ladies, especially a guy like myself, is when you're upset, that's when the truth comes out. So can you be feminine when you're upset? So that's one thing that I want the women to go and work on, how they talk to men. So, and the issue, and one thing that I see a lot is a lot of black women, especially in America, they don't respect men. They don't respect men because, in one thing that I have noticed though, is a lot of times now, especially now, a lot of black women pretty much haven't had a man in their life that they truly respected. I'm gonna give you an example. So, like a lot of times now, it's hard to be in a relationship with somebody who never ever respected a man. So it's pretty much gonna be a losing fight because 9 out of 10, it's not gonna start with you. If you haven't never ever respected a man before, 9 out of 10, it's not gonna start with you. I'm gonna give you an example. So this is one of the prime examples. Let's say that it's this one lady that you're trying to talk to, even though she did have a man in the house, her dad, but her dad, pretty much was like so, weak, where pretty much he had to take all kind of verbal abuse from the moms. So even though she had a man in the house, it's just that it was a bad example because he just pretty much he didn't have any power. He didn't have any power, and then pretty much her dad went and pretty much was ruled and run by his woman. And that's what I tell women though, because you see this a lot. So a lot of times you see this woman say, man, so why is she with him? A lot of times now the issue is a lot of women, they pretty much pick guys that they can control. A lot of women know that when a man is a thug and he's doing that raggedy stuff, you can pretty much control a guy like that because he's going to do regular thug stuff. He's going to be just wanting to sell drugs, use her car. So you can pretty much control that kind of guy. But when a guy, pretty much, has real confidence and he's about his purpose and getting things done and he has self-respect, you can't talk to him the same way that you talk to a guy that needs to borrow your car and, and needs a place to stay. You can't talk to that guy who needs you versus the man who don't need you. So ladies, I want you all to think about that, and I'll see you all next time. Like,